Alright, so for this trip we're going from Destin, Florida down to Tampa, starting up here north of Destin at the Blue Water Bay Marina, coming across the Choctawhatchee Bay down to the Destin Harbor. Got 48.5 foot of clearance at that bridge, and then out the East Pass. Coming southeast, you can't take a straight shot to Tampa, otherwise you get too close to Port St. Joe. So we're gonna come around that, and in the video, this is the night. I think the first night we get hit by pretty heavy weather right here. It was pretty rough. Then you enter the Florida middle grounds, what we call the armpit of Florida. There's a lot of fishing boats out here. And then over to Tampa. Coming in here, and then you have Edgemont Key. We go south around that into Tampa Bay, and then catch the ICW down here, head south. You gotta go into this one Anna Maria Island Bridge, and then down. Our end destination was the Seafood Shack Marina, so we could refit, recover. All right, day one, we're approaching sunset.
And freezing.
Got delayed a couple hours because the autopilot motor and whatever was all busted and wasn't working. Thankfully I had a spare part, so we changed that out in the Destin Harbor. And now we're just cruising, going to the first night. Appalachian Cola right behind us. And it's going to be a cold night, I think. 50 degrees. We'll check back in tonight.
It's now 5:30 on our first night. Milo is pulling through like a champ. He looks like he's pretty comfy, although his face says otherwise. He's been laying here all day in heaps of all the clothing. And there's the captain.
Got some amazing dinner. Just gonna grab something out of the back of the boat real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. All right, we're gonna do 20-minute shifts now. Try to get a little bit of sleep until we get around Port St. Joe.
Well, we survived our first night. It was a little rough. There's El Capitan leading the way.
One more night, should be arriving around noon tomorrow. It was big last night, but it shouldn't be like that tonight. So chilly.
I'm freezing and I thought we were gonna die, but that might be a slight exaggeration just because Milo and I were in the fetal position for a majority of the evening. But it's much nicer now that it's sunny out. Well, it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, I believe. And we had a bit of a rough night. I'm happy to see the sun, I'll put it that way. So is Milo. Ryan's up on top. Finally calm enough right now to make a little lunch. We're making some eggs, ramen noodle, throwing in some brie in it and some scallions to give it a little bit of taste. Stay tuned. Well, the autopilot went out on us. Just approaching our second night, so we have about, I don't even know, 14 hours, 16 hours left until Tampa. So it'll be a very long 16 hours if the autopilot. Ryan's not able to get this autopilot back up and working again. The good news is it's relatively calm out, gorgeous sunset, and we're not getting hammered as hard. So hopefully, if the autopilot's not working, at least we have smooth seas.
Autopilot's back up. I did the wires under the nav station, was messing with everything, but it was just this cable came loose. So it looks like we're good to go. Sorry, this cable. That's the moonrise.
Just a little bit bumpy.
One more night.
One more night. Poor Milo is very not happy with us at the moment.
Alright, final push this night. Up in the bow berth. We got 78 miles to go. At some point the wind is going to come from the east and we'll have to readjust the sails. But moving good, 6-7 knots, so over soon.
Starting to come up. It's looking gorgeous. You can't see the land yet. But it's looking calmer now. And it's beautiful out. So hopefully we'll be in Tampa in 2 hours. We're motoring now into Tampa. The wind's directly on us. And I'm attempting to make a coffee. Hopefully I don't burn the boat down in the process. It's quite bumpy still. And it seems to be leveling out a little as we're getting closer to land. We have about 5 more hours to go. And then we will be safe and sound.
Got this guy coming right across our bow. He's not on AIS. Can't hail him. But what he's doing. We just pulled into Tampa Bay. We didn't do a lot of filming last night, or really in the entire trip. It was pretty much absolutely miserable. We had no brakes the entire time. Only used the engine the last 8 miles, I think. So at least that was good, but it was strong winds. It was 20 knots at one point, gusting 30. Reef down almost the entire time. Just, it was pretty tough. It was pretty tough, so we didn't film that much. But the last couple of hours have been great. Now we're gonna head over to the Seafood Shack Marina. It's up over here. It's a great place if you want to head there, but we'll probably do maybe a little bit more filming and then call it good for the first video, which is not really a lot to it, but just little pieces of it. All right, up the ICW to the marina. Then I gotta take the jack stay off and pull the lines out of the settee box so we can tie up. And there it is. 300 or 250 miles that way is Destin. Annabella Bridge, selling vessel dude.
Anna Maria Bridge here. Good afternoon. You off my north side, Captain?
Roger that. I'm looking at the 45-minute past the hour bridge pass.
Yep, I do have a visual on you. Next schedule opening indeed, 1:45, 1:45. You got 16 minutes. What's your ETA, sir?
That should be around 45 past, I think.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for you. Keep it coming, sir.
Thanks, appreciate it.
So does it seem like we're gonna make it?
I don't know, we're gonna be close. We're kind of far.
I really want that cheeseburger and beer desperately. We need to make it.
Cheeseburger in paradise. Milo, you want a cheeseburger?
Milo, you want cheeseburger?
You want to go pee-pee or do you want a cheeseburger? If we took Milo to the beach right now, he wouldn't even catch him play. Milo, we got 10 more minutes for the bridge to open and then only a little bit more. We'll be at the marina. There we go. That's our one bridge for today. Timed it pretty good. Another thing that's kind of crazy is there was like tons of seaweed growth on the water line. is all gone now after 3 days of pretty much sailing like 7 to 8 knots. That is crazy. Looks like I actually cleaned the boat. Alright, thanks for watching. This is going to conclude this video. Took us about 55 hours, I think, to sail from Destin to Tampa. We're going to get that cheeseburger in paradise and then just refit a little bit and probably head north to Clearwater before we start heading down south again. See you next time.